You know, like a loving mother, I have to be happy on the TV every morning. Liv from New York, as she moves forward with her divorce terrifying and scary details on Wendy Williams's split from her longtime lover and manager Kevin Hunter, have just come to life. Kevin fathered a child with his mistress Sharina, whilst with Wendy Williams for over a decade. That's right, he was allegedly feeding off and cheating on Wendy for 15 whole years, while he was really in a secret relationship and popping out kids with Serena. Now that's just wrong. You're not gonna believe what's just recently emerged between Wendy and Serena, conversations that should have never emerged, and disturbing messages that will make you think differently of them. Both stay tuned for this juicy exclusive story. Wendy wasn't ignorant of the fact that her husband was going around with another woman, though in fact she revealed later in one of her interviews that her ex-husband was hooked up with a woman he'd been dating for 15 years. Can you beat that? These 15 years cut into the period she and her ex were still a couple with Kevin, really cheating. Guess we have to figure that out. The gist is getting hotter. And I bet you don't want to miss a thing. Stay glued. She spoke for real about her marriage with Kevin and how it was ruined by Sharina Hudson, although she had said something on the topic before. Now she went explicit with what really happened in her New Time documentary, What a Mess. In 2019, the news about Wendy Williams' ex-husband's relationship with an American masseuse and chef Sharina Hudson went public. It first started when their picture taken on the beach was exposed. Wendy turned a blind eye at that moment and was criticized for it. But she later informed the public that she did that to save her 22-year-old marriage from breaking apart. According to her, she believed that the both of them could still work things out and didn't want to ruin the chances she had, but couldn't continue when the news of Sharina's pregnancy got out. Not many women will endure that in marriage. It could be said that Wendy displayed a superwoman act during her ex-husband's cheating period. While still married to her, even after hearing the news, she didn't immediately react until a reporter wrote about it. She was forced to make her lawyer send Kevin and Serena a letter telling them to stop, but obviously that didn't work. Maybe her intention was to hide the fact that she was pregnant from the public to save face, or she was only trying to save her marriage. That was just a temporary approach. Though since Serena was going to give birth anyways, Sharina Hudson delivered her baby girl in a Philadelphia hospital. After a few months of receiving the letter from Wendy's lawyer, it was reported that Kevin checked into the hospital to see his side chicken baby using another name. Was he hiding? Maybe, just maybe at that time, Wendy was still kind of reserved over the issue with her show, even when she knew all that happened. People who knew what was happening expected her to discuss it on her show, knowing that the Wendy Williams show is more of a parlor where others are being discussed. Their expectation of her did make her react, but she broke the horse's back during her interview with TMC Live, where she revealed that her ex-husband has a baby with a woman he's been with for 15 years. While she was nothing but a show pony. I'm ready, I'm retired, I have an ex, you know. And my ex, we're great. Here's another thing that seems so improper. After Wendy's ex-husband left their matrimonial building, he moved in with Serena. He moved into a well-furnished hotel with this side chick. You think? No, you are wrong this time. He moved into a complete house with Serena. And that's not all. According to reporters, he bought that house himself, and it is less than 10 miles away from where Wendy lives. What should this be called? What message is he trying to pass? Did Wendy Williams react to this? She didn't. Yes, she was still playing the tough woman game. But that did last long. In her Lifetime documentary, she opened up the way her fans wanted her to in that documentary. She talked about how it began, how she reacted, and how she's taking the whole situation. The whole stuff isn't going down well with their son, Kevin Jr. He wasn't taking it pretty well, as he was reportedly seen exchanging blows with his father, Kevin Sr., in a parking lot of a certain store in New Jersey. He was probably trying to take his anger out on his dad. Reporters had it that Kevin Sr. told the young lad that he needed to succeed without the help of his mom, and that led to the outburst. Things got bad, and the boy was charged with assault and was taken into police custody. The matter got to court, but fortunately did go further as Kevin Sr. revealed that he did want to press charges against his son. Wendy revealed later that Kevin, her ex-husband, was a serial cheater. Does that mean Sharina wasn't the only woman her husband got involved with? While they were married, well, that's one of the many things we should find out. She said that her ex-husband even cheated on her while they were dating when she became pregnant with their baby Kevin. And while she was on bed rest, she added that Sharina isn't the only woman her ex-husband has been flirting with while they were married, that the difference is that he stayed with her the longest. Oh, guess. This is why she used the word serial cheater on him. Wendy's fans and lovers had been hoping to see her do something about her ex-husband. Some went public about it. They hated the way she was being treated by Kevin Hunter, and were looking forward to the day she would react in their favor. The news came around on the 11th of April 2019, when she finally announced her divorce process with her ex. Even more exciting for them, she fired her ex-husband Kevin, who was her executive producer, after a week of filing for divorce. It seemed like the news did go down well with Kevin Hunter, especially the fact that he was relieved of his duty. He went public after a long time telling his audience how he met Wendy and how he never knew he would be her husband and also be her executive producer. He did respond to the divorce. Immediately, one would think he would have embraced it, since he was already with someone he loved. When he finally did, he asked the court to make his ex-wife Wendy pay alimony, as well as take responsibility for their son's education, as usual. This made the public mad at Kevin, but he wasn't moved by their criticism and was bent on receiving alimony from his ex-wife after their divorce. Wendy was made to pay a certain amount to her husband to get a place for himself, so as he was to leave their matrimonial building after they sold their house in 2020. They shared the proceeds equally after her documentary. Everyone was amazed to see how she lived through the whole thing without screaming about it on media, the way others go about it. Fast forward to June 2019. Wendy gave a clue that she was involved romantically with another person, and this came as positive news to her lovers. Although she didn't come clean about it, her fans were happy she was gradually letting go and living her life to the fullest, just as she didn't come clean about her new relationship. She also did leave a clue as to who the new guy was. This was after she ended things with her not-so-long lover Mike Esterman, who was a guest at her Wendy Williams show. They both enjoyed each other's company. Before going their separate ways, it was said that they loved each other, but they couldn't continue as Mike was to go back to his base, leaving the talk show queen at her base. Maybe they just didn't want the long-distance thing. TMZ later reported that her